Wait, is that the steering wheel is different or something?
Well, obviously, we drive on the correct side.
We do too.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
You drive on the right. You meant to drive on the left.
What do you mean?
Although, technically, you won't understand that as you just have no history.
Why you gotta be so mean?
That ain't mean, it's true. America
Yeah,
has
but
been
why
around,
you
what, 200 years?
more?
Okay. Hasn't been around like 3, 4, 500 years, like.
More.
No, it hasn't. Don't bullshit.
Yes, it has.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has. I don't know why you're making fun of me for. Like, what did I
No,
do?
I'm just explaining it. Like, England can trace its history back thousands of years, mate, yeah?
Rude. I don't know why you gotta be so mean.
It's not mean.
Kind of, yeah. Why are you insulting me?
Because you're the one who started it by saying that I'm talking weird.
I didn't say you're talking weird. I said I like it how you say Lord.
No, you said it sounds funny.
Yeah, I did.
I'm saying it weird, you said.
Yeah? Me?
Joseph, I've had a kid come in, yes, taking the mick out the like way I was talking shit. Because he says war different to me. And like, obviously, he's American and stuff, so I just gave him a few facts. And they've just left now.
Come in now, Brian.
Okay, baby.
Fucking Brian, don't baby, man. I'm awful now into that.
Yep. Exactly, mate. Cry baby.
Oh. I've already sent you one, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. I just find it funny because I like history and stuff. So when they bring up about like history and all, it's like, well, yeah, you might say that you've got independence from us and shit as well. But it took France and Spain both to back like the Americans.
No, you fucking liar.
Oh, right, have I got John Boy? Oh, stop a minute. So, see room and watch telly. How much you win taking the time? No, he's having dinner.
It's why there's a big French and Spanish like culture mix over there.
I think I'm joining now, but I'm not too sure what's going on here.
There you go. Oh, what you in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Jess. Pick a number. I mean, a letter.
Like he was saying, like America can trace its history back over 500 years and shit.
1 second. What did you say, Jess?
B.
B.
C.
No. Ask. 1 second. Let me see if I got one. No, they
I'm
don't.
sure you said a number, not a letter.
Another letter,
Hey,
Jess.
Brian, not
Oh,
F.
oh, C. Chris,
What?
you have to pick the country beginning with C and a team beginning with C.
Yeah, so did England though. Like the
I
British
don't know any
Empire
teams in this.
was
Hang
immense,
on.
mate.
Let me go through it. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going through it. Oh, you have to do this. And then. You gotta be Chapacone in
Right.
the Brazilian team. That's right.
Yeah.
Just pick a team that you want, because it's unfair. Because them teams are shit. Be women. Have a game with the women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spanish and English are the like, well, and Chinese now, obviously, because Chinese is fucking like they was just breeding like rats.
You have to press X, Chris.
I'm not sure, mate. I know you can go most places and like speak English.
What?
Like obviously the growth rates are different now, but before, like you go back 100 years and so, like
When you're a woman.
you could go anywhere and speak like Spanish or English, like virtually.
Fucking hell, it's raggy as fuck.
I know, man.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? What the
But
fuck,
like
man?
if the kid, if he learnt his history and he went and actually studied around like the era of when the English left the Americas, it was because there was Spain and France both over there fighting against England as well. Plus, England was also in the Caribbean and in like India and everywhere else. Like we had part of like Egypt, like in Egypt even was mostly controlled by us. Gaza, as it is now, that was us. Palestine and shit like that. It was all like to do with us, and we're obviously fighting a shit tons of wars. And we thought, what's the fucking point in fighting for the Americas?
You still in the party, Chris?
Yeah?
Oh, I didn't even know.
It's really laggy, it's pissing me off.
I know, man. Jess, I'm the one in the red.
Stop saying I can't even fucking have this cunt. Oh my good grief.
No! Literally, they can't pass because of the cunts.
Oh my god.
Like a lot of people don't realise, but like Queen Elizabeth I, her closest aide was actually Indian, and she learnt to speak Indian.
Fucking shit, you know. God. It's really bad, it's shit, it's pissing me off.
Yeah. I always come across it, mate. Like they're always like, "Oh, but we kicked your asses and shit." No, you didn't. Not really. It's the same as it's funny when like World War Two or World War One gets brought up. Like America came in at the very end and claims all the glory and shit.
Fuck's sake. These are shit.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is this? Mate?
Yo, Chris.
No, fucking stupid. This is a laser cunt.
Yeah, there's a lot of like different Americans and shit. Like some understand it, some don't, and it's just like mainly I come across like especially on the like PlayStation 3. Like I couldn't get on with Americans on PlayStation 3. They was
turn it
all up
fast
their
up.
own asses.
First shit fucking job.
Canada isn't America. Like me, I class America as America. Like Canada is like Canada. Mexico's Mexico. Like I know, like America likes to claim it as South America and North America and shit, but it isn't.
Something's really fucked up there. I don't know, but that's just pathetic. 1-1, and these are the best team in the world. They're the best team in the English in their winning game. Why? You don't make no sense! Put his teeth in the arse! I can't believe I'm fucking lost! Because I cannot score at all!
I don't know, mate. Like, I don't see how that works though, because it's not governed by America. It's north of America.
Fucking awful! That's crap! Terrible!
Oh, Chris.
No! He's attacking randomly! I don't know what I'm doing! Not following my instructions at all!
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like saying, like France, like we're classed as Europe, but we're not Europe.
I was angry just for an age, that's my burger.
Like Turkey's apparently part of the European Union now, so how the fuck is Turkey Europe? That ain't nowhere near.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah?
What's Emily doing?
Sleep?
Oh.
Oh shit, bro, you ain't
fuck
in the
you,
game
Chris.
still, are you?
No, I'm not in the game.
Outside, Brian, don't worry.
Let me just hit these kills a second and I'll fucking grab you.
Oh no, I'm not on World War II.
You're not on World War 2?
No. You did not tell by the by Chris screaming.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What a save.
Like me, I'm not European. I denounce Europe. Europe is nothing to do with me.
How? It's not a penalty, is it? No, it's not good.
Like all the political shit, like it's stupid to be honest, in my opinion.
You're more married than the fucking men.
Oh, what a defence. I'm moving you. Oh my god. This is true.
No, that bit you got wrong, Joseph. USA, like obviously the United States of America, is because of all the different states. Before America became America as we know it now, all the states and all, like, well, as they still do, govern themselves. But like it was all more widespread and shit. If you get what I mean.
Fuck you, Chris, man.
Because obviously, like, Australia. Like, Australia's got a lot of people in it, but if you go back to when, like, it was first populated by outsiders instead of the Aboriginals,
Yeah?
it was the English prisoners.
Oh.
No, that right.
No, man.
Oh, goal.
that was nowhere near a goal.
What's the lag, you know?
I don't even know.
Oh,
What was on my goalkeeper?
oh shit. How do you do that?
Ah, yellow card. Greenwood. I thought Wood was brown.
Brian,
Yeah.
you're a crap. The Barcelona Brian coming out.
Huh?
Barcelona Brian.
Oh my god, man.
The women are shocking them, man.
Nah. Nah. The fuck was that? My team can't pass the shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah?
You know how you say Tottenham, they have no foreskin, and when they run, it makes them faster?
Yeah.
For Tottenham, what do you think it would be like if the goals play for Tottenham? What, the fucking fanny flaps clap together?
Hang on, pause this game a sec, Rod.
What were you doing?
What are you saying? Come here.
You know how you say for Tottenham for the boys? Oh, hello, best guy. Yes, please shout me out. You know how for Tottenham for the boys, it's you say that they run faster because they're circumcised. Yeah. Well, what do you think it's like for the women? Fanny's clap.
Blue waffles.
Fanny's clap.
Yeah, they got blue waffles, don't they?
Wouldn't that make them slower?
Yeah, they got that sweet shot in it.
Well, bro, technically, if you was going by the Jewish rules still, then the women would be hairless. They're not allowed any hair on their body.
Yeah, I know.
No, they have to like shave, well, wax their eyebrows off. They have to take
How the
every
fuck
bit
can
of
you
hair
always
off.
catch up to my fucking player?
They're not allowed any hair anywhere on their body, not even on their head, mate. Their eyes, anything.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate, but it's the fact of all the religions and all the integrations and shit like that, which fucks everybody over. Trade and greed.
No, man. I've lost this. Just have to do every game. Why couldn't the whole game just have played out like it did in the beginning of the first half?
Well, when everything was going wrong.
Yeah. See? I can't do fucking shit, man. Which one's gonna go now?
Yes and no. Like, if you're brought up believing a way, then you're always going to believe that way.
Oh. It's fucking bullshit, I swear down, fam.
Yeah, divide and conquer.
We're in our second season, bro.
Oh man, you've won every single fucking game. Alright, women's again.
Anything you want, bro.
But
I'll give you first.
ideally, we need the borders and stuff, because obviously without borders there's no controls.
Where's
Without
my
controls
team gone?
there'll be chaos.
Right, they're gonna be
Yeah.
shit anyway. Stay a proper team. You're gonna find it in League One, bro. You go for PSG. They're on form actually. Brilliant.
Like, everyone who says that we should have a world without borders and stuff
Well, you got
is off their
fire.
rocker, mate, in my opinion.
Chris, press square.
You'll always
square
have
then,
the
Chris.
people who
Press square.
want
There you go.
more or want what somebody else has got.
Huh?
What was my match? I pressed square. Nothing's happened.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. If you don't try, you never know. But like the world at the minute, would you want to fucking open up the border to everybody?
I want to do a crossbar, man.
Like me, I know my opinion's seen as wrong and shit, but I agree with Trump. Like there needs to be more border controls and shit.
Hello, best guy. How are you?
Like Mexico and shit, like I don't really give a shit about because obviously
Oh, fuck you, man. Oh,
that's
fuck
just people going to work and stuff. Obviously, like you got some mega rich countries sat right next to one of the poorest countries, and people were trying to get more money, obviously, by going 10 minutes across the border. But with like the Muslims and stuff like that, people coming in from the Middle East and all, like you've got to be extremely fucking careful as like we've already got enough terrorists and shit. We don't want to just let people in and fucking them cause mayhem.
Dude, I can't do fucking shit, man. What the fuck was that?
Why did you come so laggy? It's fine the other day.
Yes and no.
You know what?
A refugee is somebody who goes to get away from violence. The ones which we've got at the minute are already entering a safe country, but then want to go to another safe country because that has better, and then they find out another country's got better, so they then move on to that country, and they're just going round, that isn't a refugee.
Oh, what a ball.
No!
On the 1st of February, the week after, got the house.
The fuck?
I guess it's weird. These are like 3-4 weeks old. They're like 8 pounds. 12 days old. Or my dad's
I know what you're saying, mate, but like,
My mate, hello JT, what's going on? How you doing? Thank God.
like I was saying, like you can't class like the ones which we've got at the minute as refugees, just down to the fact of they're going more for the money.
Do you know the way?
Like who are already in France, be still trying to get to England. If there was a refugee, they're already in a safe country.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
You'd be surprised, Joseph.
Oh my god, fam.
Some of them are walking around with iPhones and stuff.
Very, very laggy, ain't it, bro?
A lot just want to go for the free ride.
This is too laggy, man. But I mean, how is your team get up so quick?
Like, if they're escaping a war-torn country and going to just the nearest safe country, which a refugee, like the definition of a refugee does, then yeah, I can understand that. But the majority at the minute aren't. They're travelling through 20, 30 safe countries. Like, they'd reach Italy and then they'd get on a boat again to come to Europe.
Right.
Yo.
Like, they've gone on a dinghy from, like, say, Africa to Italy, and then they'll get on a dinghy again from Italy to France or Germany or something.
Okay.
Like, that isn't a refugee.
Wow, obviously.
I've been asked that before, and in my opinion, like,
What to say?
the way I am personally, I would stay and fight for my country. Like, I wanted to join the forces anyway, but I've got mental health, so I can't. But me personally, I'm a patriot. I'd stand and fight for my country. I'd send women and children off instead of the men going off and the women and children staying and fighting.
Why do I press sideways? Not fucking that.
Like, if you look at France, like the jungle, which was in Calais and stuff, the majority of the people there are grown men. Where's all the women? Where's all the children? They're the refugees. The men should be staying back and fighting, making sure that the women and children get across, not getting their shit out.
What to say?
But it's all to do with the way you're brought up. Like, Muslims don't like see women and children as anything. Like,
No, I'm talking, but I'm just trying to concentrate now.
Alright, I'm talking in the background. I'm muting because I can't hear Brian and the music.
No. Oh, like, fuck
I know
off,
what you
no.
mean, mate, but like I say, it's a hard one because, in my opinion, they're doing wrong anyway. Like, the women and children should be the first out.
Won the ball then.
And like, the definition of refugees and stuff is like,
What?
Oh my god!
I think it was
goal?
like 20 years
I
ago,
just got
30
that on
years
video.
ago.
Chris, I just got that on video.
There was a big
I just killed you as well,
refugee
Brian. What's the
crisis,
replay?
a real big
That was
one.
fucking sick.
And they were
What's the
proper
replay,
refugees. They were
Brian?
coming out in
That's it,
tattered
kill
rags
your
and shit,
batter.
mate. Like, they didn't have no clothing and nothing.
Bang.
Like,
What the
the
fuck?
people were looking like Ethiopians and
That
shit.
was
Like, there was literally
going
nothing of them.
on.
It was skin and bones. Like they'd just come out of a Nazi concentration camp.
Some more leverage on the ball or something. Must have been.
I can't
But
believe that, man.
that, in my opinion, is a refugee.
No, because I tackled him and he ended up
Like,
fucking
there's
the ball.
pictures of people coming over and they're massive fucking bodybuilders and shit. That isn't a refugee. What the fuck? That geezer should be back fighting for his fucking country.
Huh?
Like they're coming over in Gucci and Armani. Mate, I can't fucking afford that shit. How the fuck am I a refugee?
That was probably the best goal I've ever scored, Chris. That was class.
This lag is pissing me, raw.
I know.
In a way, the leg is
Well, that ball would be fucking crap, wouldn't it? Go on about me, Ang. Go on. Oh, I thought that deflection was going to take it in then.
Like, surely, like, you'd want to get the women and children out, though.
Oh!
Fuck's sake! That fucking pinball here. Hey, oh my god! Oh, go on! Surely! Oh my Jesus! You are getting
Yeah, but
very,
Joseph,
very
what I'm
lucky,
saying
Brian.
is
This might be your day.
that these men are just coming over by themselves. There isn't no women, there isn't no children. A lot of the time, it is just men.
No! Oh, you fucking little prick.
But I'm saying, where are the women and children? Because they're just getting left behind.
Oh, why? You just do a free ball down the line like a normal kid would. Fuck's sake, these passes are getting retarded now. There's no need for them at all. Silly.
There's not been any women and children coming over though, mate, that's the thing. All there has been is fucking men.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, what? The lag took it over then. It made my fucking cross today. Fucking shit, this lag is. It's ruining the game.
Yeah, but they're not.
Oh, there's not long left now. I'm left over.
Like, what's going on is they're just coming over here. Like, look at Germany and France and all in the new year. There was massive fucking shit what happened, mate. I don't know if you heard about it in America, but basically gangs of Muslim men were going around raping, mugging, pillaging, everything. They fucked up the countries, mate. They did so much fucking shit. Women were getting gang raped. There's still parts of like France and shit which are like it.
I don't have a clue. Germany, I think. Okay. People say they want to go to France.
No, on about the fucking refugee shit, mate.
Every single cross I do. Fucking annoying me now. He's always deflects the UK for every cross. I'm 3 in a row now. Right, the lag again!
I know what you're saying, mate,
Every fucking
but
time it's getting on my nerves!
it's just,
Fucking shit!
I see it differently because of like living over here, and I'm seeing what's going on over here and all.
Oh! Sake, the lag. Every time I'm about to shoot, it fucking skips.
And like this place in London, like Tower Hamlets, if you look that up, it was like a Cockney area,
Sake!
nice area, stuff
Fucking
like
getting
that.
in each other's way!
But
Right, Chris,
The Muslims
I'm gonna come
have
back now.
gone
We're gonna
in.
go for the house viewing.
took it over, and now any white people or anything will go in there. They don't like. They want them out.
35 minutes.
They want to get rid of them.
We've got to leave now.
There was an American who went and got lost or something and went down
I'll be
that
back on. I'll be back on after, yeah.
He ended up in a coma because they beat him that bad. They put him in a coma.